lot of these situations that these dudes be heartbroken over when it come to dealing with women, man, it don't even be no life and death type shit.
Bitch, you want all this pimping you can't afford. Perform like a punk, but wanna win his reward. Some suckers give you points, but bitch, you never scored. If you ain't paying pimping, then bitch, you getting ignored. Okay, I'm so sick of these.
A lot of dudes threw a away that was a good that they should have worked it out with. You know what I mean? Because they got mad at some crazy shit. That's just like, right? and I think Sinful done told y'all this story before, right? About this cat that we know. But it's this cat that we know that me and Sinful knew. And he had this, right? And he found out that the bitch was fucking the weed man. He found out the bitch was fucking the weed man and he fired the bitch, right? But this was a good ass bitch, though. She stayed down for him. She was trapping for him. And she wasn't bad to look at neither. She was a sexy little chocolate bitch, you know what I mean? You know, sexy little chocolate thing, you know, curvy, you know what I mean? Body out this world, you know? And she was down for him. And he found out that she was fucking the weed man, and he just threw the bitch away. He just fired the bitch. And, you know, I don't know all of, you know, how things turned out for him after that, because we didn't talk much, even when before he fired the bitch, and definitely after he fired the bitch. Me and him didn't really chop it up much, but at one point in time, me and him was rocking together real close. We was pimping side by side, right? While he had this, that's how I know she's a good bitch, right? But this is something too, right? We just gonna talk about, you know, we just gonna call it cheating. Whether you in a boyfriend, girlfriend relationship, a marriage, or, you know, pimping whole relationship and all that type of stuff, bitch, you know, somebody on the side, whatever, right? Now he fired the bitch because she was fucking the weed man. And like I said, I'm pretty sure Sinful told y'all this story. And I'm pretty sure, just knowing Sinful, that he told y'all what I'm about to tell you, right? But, you know, he fired this bitch for fucking the weed man. But what he's not thinking about is that he's over 400 pounds. Right? So, you know, you over 400 pounds. So, you know, you're not doing the damage in the bedroom that you should be doing and need to be doing to satisfy this woman, right? And that's the cold part about it. You know, he liked to have his fun. You know? This dude, he liked to have his fun in the bedroom, you know what I mean? He ain't one of them type of dudes that, you know, ain't going there. Nah, he like going there with the bitch. But dude, you 400 something pounds. So yeah, she might be pleasing you in the bedroom, but at 400 something pounds, sir, you're not pleasing this woman in the bedroom the way you could be pleasing her if you was a normal weight. You're not a normal weight, sir. You're the normal weight of two people combined in one person. In some cases, three people. You could be the size of three grown people. You know what I mean? Woo! I just thought about some shit, right? So this is a funny story involving T-Mac, right? So the cat that I'm talking about, this 400 something pounds, right? I had an Eldorado, Cadillac Eldorado 98, Eldorado touring coupe. Man, that motherfucker was clean as hell. I think I got pictures of it somewhere on social media. But anyway, I had this Eldorado, this Cadillac Eldorado, right? And me and this cat, this 400 something pounds, you know, we had rode from LA to Vegas together in that car, right? And it wasn't his fault, but my suspension was like just so happened to be on its way out, right, on that car. So when we ride from LA to Vegas, you know what I mean? This man 400 something pounds. So, you know, we ride all the way to Vegas like this, you know? We ride to Vegas like this, you know what I mean? And so we get there, everything cool and shit like that, right? So then we parted ways in Vegas or whatever. He went his way or whatever, right? So I'm still in Vegas and I'm getting ready to go to LA. And T-Mac want to go to LA with me, right? But by this time, my suspension done got worse. So I'm like, man, I don't know if we gonna make it, man. T, you got this suitcase, you know what I mean? And you ride in the car, man, like my suspension. Oh, matter of fact, I think T-Mac had a bitch too. Or I had a bitch or something. But this shit was funny as yeah, no, matter of fact, I had a bitch. I had a bitch riding with me. And T-Mac wanted to ride with us to LA, right? And I'm telling T, man, like, man, P, my suspension fucked up, man. You can't ride, man. What you got this suitcase on top of that, man? Like, you know, we probably ain't gonna make it if you ride, man. And he, you would have to know T-Mac to know his voice. He was like, nigga, you talking about I can't ride because of the suspension. He was like, man, you let that nigga ride with you from LA to Vegas and he and he bigger than me and the bitch. Oh man, it took everything in me to not die laughing when T-Mac told me that shit. He was like, man, talking about I can't ride. You let that nigga ride with you from LA to Vegas and he bigger than me and the bitch. Oh man, I miss T-Mac, man. I hope he all right wherever he at. But P had me dying laughing. I think if I can remember correctly too, I think I ended up letting T ride with me because it's hard to argue with him after that, you know what I mean? But once I got back to LA, I went and got my suspension fixed and all that type of shit. And it was cool. Yeah, matter of fact, I'm pretty sure T-Mac did ride. I think I did let him ride with me, man. Cause it's like when he say that, you know, it's hard to argue with a nigga, man. He bigger than me and the bitch. You know what I mean? Like, how you gonna argue with that, man? And me and that nigga, we did ride like this all the way to Vegas. You know what I mean? From LA, that's like a 3.5 hour ride, man. Just imagine yourself 3.5 hours you riding with your nigga and he 400 something pounds and y'all like this. You know what I mean? Woo, shit. But yeah, man. But anyway, back to him and the bitch. You know, I know he's not pleasing her in the bedroom, bro. You 400 something pounds. So on the real, this is just a pimp mind, right? I'm gonna do my best to put myself in his position. If I'm 400 and something pounds and I got this little bitch, you know, she knows she fine. She knows she got a body out this world. She knows she is a sexy little chocolate bitch, right? And I'm 400 and something pounds, right? And this bitch is home for me, paying me every day. And she just so happens to, you know, come across this weed, man. And one thing leads to another. Next thing you know, she having fun with the weed man in the bedroom. The weed man taking her down, right? And she liked the way the weed man is taking her down in the bedroom, right? Me, with my pimp mind, I'm gonna pull the weed man to the side and be like, hey man, my nigga, good looking out. Man, whatever you doing up in there, bro, keep doing that. You know what I mean? Because this bitch still paying the hell out of me and she's buying weed from you, so you making money and you get to have fun with the bitch. Everybody is winning. I'm happy because the bitch is paying me. She's happy because she get weed and pipe from you, and you happy because you get twat and money from the bitch. So everybody is winning. My nigga, good looking out, man. Keep on doing that. That's how I'm gonna be thinking, because I know I can't do to her what the weed man is doing to her. I can't do it. You know what I mean? I never seen the weed man, but I guarantee you, he wasn't no 400 something pounds. I'm pretty sure of that. But like I said, me with my pimp mind, that's how I'm gonna think. Like, damn, okay, this bitch done found somebody, you know what I mean, that's pleasing her. You know, she's happy. I'm happy because she still, even though she, you know, getting took down by the weed man, she still want to pay me every day. Okay, cool. The weed man happy, so he probably ain't gonna go nowhere. You know, he liked the way the bitch throwing it back on him and all that. And, you know, her head game is right and all that. Okay, cool. The weed man happy. She happy. I'm happy. Everybody is winning. We just gonna keep it cool. Right? But he disrupts the whole situation by firing the bitch because she fucking on the weed man. You tripping, man. Like, when you 400 something pounds, you should be glad that she's fucking on the weed man and she ain't left you for the weed man, because that shit happens in the game too. A lot of times a bitch will just be like, man, this nigga 400 something pounds, like, yeah, he pimping and everything, but shit, man, fuck all that. I could take the weed man to the Build a Pimp workshop and I could turn him into a pimp. Like, all this, you know, fuck all that. You know what I mean? That's how a lot of bitches gonna be thinking. But she was still paying him while she was getting took down by the weed man. So, you know, he just fucked the whole vibe up for everybody, you know, because by her not having no pimping in her life, you know, she ain't gonna be hoeing the same. She ain't gonna be trapping the same. So her 3-0 phone is gonna be thrown off. You know what I mean? Now the weed man, instead of her buying weed from him, you know, every day, she ain't got it every day because she ain't trapping like that, because she ain't getting pimped on. So now the weed man money is funny, you know, and because the money is tight, you know, it's frustration going on. So when it's frustration going on, you know, they don't want to have fun the way they was having fun before. Before the money was flowing cool. She trapping, you know, she running it up, buying weed every day. You know, he getting paid every day. She get her weed every day. So they want to, you know, take each other down, all that type of shit. But when he fired a bitch, man, he just messed it up for everybody. You did. When he could have kept rocking, he could have kept on rocking with her. You did. So that's just an example of, you know, a situation kind of like cheating, where, you know, this is still a good bitch. So you don't have to fire her just because she cheating. It remind me of some more. The comedian. A lot of y'all probably familiar with some more. You know, she's a comedian. And I remember she said a joke back in the days where she came home and she caught her man in bed with this other woman. And she was tripping at first, but her man was like, well, hold on, baby, hold on. And he was like, you know, remember when I was able to do such and such for you? And she like, yeah. And he was like, remember when I was able to buy you this and take you there and do that and that and that and that? And she like, yeah. And the boyfriend was like, well, baby, she's the reason why I'm able to do that. So Samora was like, well, shit, baby, get her a blanket and put a blanket on her so she make sure she don't get cold. You know what I mean? You know, that's how you supposed to handle that type of situation, man. Like, for real. You dig? But people just be ready to throw people away for the slightest little mistake, man, the slightest little thing that rub them the wrong way. And as I've said many times before, certain people are just worth staying down for or staying down with. You dig? Because I guarantee you, my partner that was 400 something pounds, I guarantee you that after that bitch was gone, he wished he didn't fire her motherfucking ass. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you he had them thoughts of, man, I should have just let her keep on. Or he could have did that. He could have, you know, he a cross country pimp. He could have sent the bitch somewhere else. He could have, you know, even though she probably would have found another weed man and been taking him down too. But instead of just firing the bitch, she ain't set you up. She ain't do none of that type of shit. She ain't tell on you. She ain't set you up to get robbed or hurt or nothing like that. She running it up and handing it over to you every day. Man.
Let's go. You see, the God anointed game appointed PI since knee high. Knew that God appointed me to be fly. My reply to the blessing, only one decision for me, man, that integrated and demonstrated it's obligatory. Okay. So begins the story, these blessings I'm not in tune with.
But getting back to this game that I never left.
Baby, yeah, where you been?